What would happen if Earth stopped spinning for 5 seconds? 5 seconds. That's all it takes to check your phone, take a sip of coffee, or glance out a window. But what if, for those same 5 seconds, Earth suddenly stopped spinning? Not slowed down. Stopped. Instantly. At first, you might imagine everything becoming strangely still. The reality would be almost the exact opposite. Because right now, even though you feel perfectly stationary, you're moving incredibly fast. At Earth's equator, the planet's rotation carries the surface eastward at roughly 1,000 miles per hour. You don't feel that speed because everything around you is moving with you. The ground, the oceans, the atmosphere, your house, and you. But imagine the solid Earth suddenly stops, while everything on its surface keeps moving. That's when things get terrifying. It's the same basic principle you experience when a car suddenly slams on its brakes. The car stops. Your body wants to keep moving forward. Now imagine that happening when the car is planet Earth. Near the equator, anything not magically stopped with the ground would tend to continue moving eastward at enormous speed. People, vehicles, water, trees, and debris would all be caught in the sudden change. And location would matter. Earth's rotational speed is greatest at the equator and decreases as you move toward the poles. So the closer you were to the equator, the more extreme the initial effects could be. But, moving farther north or south wouldn't necessarily save you, because the atmosphere would still be moving too. The air surrounding Earth rotates along with the planet. If the ground suddenly stopped beneath it, the atmosphere wouldn't instantly stop with it. The consequences of this sudden change would be, well, nothing short of catastrophic on a global scale. Everything we know about weather, climate, and even the safety of our built environment would be thrown into chaos. Life everywhere would be affected in ways that are hard to even imagine. The result could be extraordinarily violent winds sweeping across the surface. In our simplified scenario, near the equator, the difference in speed could approach 1,000 miles per hour. For comparison, the strongest hurricanes on Earth produce winds only a fraction of that speed. Buildings could be devastated. Forests could be flattened. Flying debris could become deadly. And then there's the water. Earth's oceans wouldn't simply stop because the ground underneath them did. Their momentum would keep enormous quantities of water moving eastward. Coastlines could be overwhelmed as water surged across land. This wouldn't be one ordinary tsunami hitting one coastline. The disruption could affect oceans around the planet. And remember, we're still only a few seconds into this. Then, after exactly 5 seconds, Earth starts spinning again. And that could create another disaster. The surface would suddenly accelerate back toward its previous rotational speed. Anything displaced during the stop would now face another enormous change in motion. The planet wouldn't just experience one violent jolt, it could effectively experience two: the stop and the restart. But here's something surprising. You wouldn't suddenly float into space. Earth's gravity wouldn't disappear. Gravity comes primarily from Earth's mass, not its rotation. Earth would also continue orbiting the Sun. Stopping Earth's rotation for 5 seconds isn't the same as stopping its journey around the Sun, so our planet wouldn't suddenly fall into the Sun or shoot into deep space. The real danger is much closer to home. It's inertia. Everything around us is already moving with the rotating Earth. We simply don't notice because that motion is normally smooth and constant. And there's another interesting twist. Not everyone would experience the same rotational speed. At the geographic poles, your speed around Earth's rotational axis is essentially zero. Near the equator, it's roughly 1,000 miles per hour. So, when we think about what would really happen if the Earth suddenly stopped spinning, it's not just a matter of everything coming to a halt. The consequences would ripple out in ways that are honestly hard to imagine. The forces involved would be massive, and the aftermath would touch every part of life on our planet. Inertia, atmosphere, oceans. Nothing would be left unchanged. It's a reminder of how deeply we are connected to the motion of our world, even if we rarely notice it. That means the immediate inertial effects of the stop would be dramatically different depending on where you were, but even places closer to the poles could still face the wider consequences. Extreme atmospheric disturbances, displaced ocean water, destroyed infrastructure, power failures, fires, communication breakdowns, and shortages of food and clean water. So, could humanity survive? Probably. This 5-second event wouldn't necessarily wipe out every human being. Some locations could be far less affected than others. But, modern civilization could suffer catastrophic damage. And that's what makes this thought experiment so strange. Right now, Earth is spinning beneath you. At the equator, the surface travels around the planet at roughly 1,000 miles per hour. Yet you can place a glass of water on a table, and the surface looks perfectly still. You can go to sleep without feeling the planet move. You can walk outside without thinking about the enormous speed carrying you through each day. That's because constant motion feels normal. It's sudden changes in motion that cause problems. 5 seconds sounds insignificant, but if Earth stopped spinning for those 5 seconds, they could become some of the most destructive seconds in human history. So the next time everything around you feels completely still, remember, it isn't. You're standing on a planet that's moving incredibly fast, and that's probably exactly how we want it to stay. This is the Why Vault, where ordinary questions can lead to extraordinary answers.